Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today with me, we have I think it's the YouTube plumber, right?
YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever. I'm there.
The social media plumber. And what's beautiful about that is that you don't see plumbers in those places, which leads us to what we're going to be talking about today. Hi, I'm Whitney Wiley, and with me I have Roger Wakefield. He is in Dallas, Texas, and you can find him on YouTube and Facebook and other great places. And today he's going to be sharing with us the habit of not just thinking outside the box, but being outside the box. So, Roger, thank you. Welcome.
Whitney, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us about this concept of yours that it's not enough to just think outside the box, that we actually need to get outside that box.
It hit me a couple of years ago. I had hired Michael Gerber, who wrote the E-Myth books. Fantastic guy. And I hired him, and to start out with, we went out to California, went to San Diego to a presentation he was doing. And it was called The Dreaming Room. And one of the first things that he said that night is, you need to learn to think outside the box. And something that I've always thought about myself, I said, look, I don't just think outside the box, I get outside the box. Look at it from a completely different point of view. And if you go back and look at paradigm shifts on certain things and times and histories and big developments, it's somebody from outside that looks at something that says, wait, why aren't y'all doing it this way? And it's like, wow, I don't know. We've just always done this.
Right.
So sometimes when you're inside that box, you're confined. You're so focused and you're so directly driven to one thing that you don't see another way. So one thing that I look at, and one thing that we try to implement and try to teach others to implement, is get outside of the box. Don't just think outside of the box, get outside of it. Because if you'll learn to look at things from a completely different point of view, it changes your whole view of it, the aspect, everything about it changes, and you can look at it a different way.
You know, that's a good point, because even if you're thinking outside the box, as long as you're in the box, you're still kind of looking at it from the same perspective, right? You may get a view, 360 view if you turn around, but it's not the same as if you walk around that thing, and then you can look inside and outside.
The way I see it, like you said, you get that 360 view, but there's still walls right there.
Yeah.
There's still the box holding, look, I can't get beyond this because that's where the box ends. But if you get outside of it, you can back up, you can get close to it, you can walk away from it, you can walk around it in circles, you can do so many different things. And when I look at problems that we have with marketing or social media or whatever we're doing, the good thing about me is, look, I don't look at it like social media people do, because this is all new to me. So I literally looked at this from outside the box and I'm like, wow, I want to do this. And man, it's completely changed everything for me.
Yeah, cool. So as a plumber, what are some of the things that you have done by stepping outside the box for your business that's really helped you?
Well, as a plumber, we try to be the very best plumbing company we can be. We want to walk in and wow our customers. When any customer or any plumber walks into any customer's house, it's the same thing. They come in, they fix the problem, thank you, and leave. We want to come in and make sure that we communicate with our customers, make sure our customers understand, here's what the problem is, here's a way to put a Band-Aid on it, here's a way to fix it, and this is a way to fix it where you never have a problem again.
Right.
And give them options, but not just give them the options, explain to them why and what may be the best thing. But it may be things like, look, how long are you going to live here? That may determine which option you choose. So there's a lot of different things that go into it, other than just, hey, let me run in, fix your problem, collect my money, and leave.
Right. Right. Because I think in general, people don't have, if they think about plumbers at all, probably don't have the greatest
Reputation.
reputation. Right?
But it is,
Right.
but it's not just plumbers. And that's what I teach my guys is, look, every house that we walk into, We are competing with the memory of every electrician, roofer,
True.
HVAC tech, window cleaner, house cleaner, anybody that's ever come to service their house. We've got to compete with the thought that they have of that person. Say that they had a housekeeper last year that stole from them. Well, now when they come in, they're watching every move we make. They're like, okay, he's going around the corner.
Right.
And it's like, look, that wasn't me. So we've got to let them know up front. We work on building that reputation and building that confidence with them even before we get to the house. Our call center rep, the way we answer the phone, the questions we ask, and the things we say to them to help put them at ease and let them know, look, you're going to be okay.
Right. But some of that is, and this really goes to your being outside the box, goes to the way you market your business, right? Your visibility, and the way people may come to know about you and what you do before they even get to your home. So tell a little bit about that, being outside the box in terms of your presence on social media and how you came to that as an outside the box beer.
Well, to get outside the box, you've literally got to understand, look, here's what it is. And marketing for my company, we used to do what everybody else did, just call another marketing company, find out what they tell me to do, pay them a lot of money, and wait and see what happens. And unfortunately, most of the time it wasn't good things. So we literally, I mean, and I tell people we got ripped off by OPM marketing, other people's money. That's all they're worried about.
Right.
And so I decided, look, I want to learn social media. I'm tired of spending a lot of money on marketing. They're not always honest with us. I can't tell if they're doing anything or not. There's no way to prove it, no way to show it. So I said, look, I'm going to learn social media. And it was really funny because, I mean, think about it. What am I doing different? I'm giving away free plumbing. I teach people how to fix their toilets, how to unclog a drain, how to unstop a garbage disposal, to know what a sewer water test is, to do all the things we do. And I show them how we do it. And I have plumbers send me messages like, man, you are taking money out of our pockets because you're showing people how to fix a problem. And it's like, okay, are you mad at Crest because they're showing people how to brush their teeth? I mean, dentists should be just livid.
Right.
But, it's like, look, if I can show you something to help you take care of your home, your plumbing system, did I do something good? And when I make these videos, and Whitney, when I make them, I never try to sell anything. That's not what I'm there for. I'm there to bring value. I'm there to help people. And if they get something out of it, I did something good.
Well, the beautiful part of that, of course, is in I'm using the word loosely, competition. Your competition is concerned that you're giving away secrets, right? And they won't come to them. But what's going to happen is they're going to remember you
Mhm.
as someone who has helped them with maybe minor problems along the way. And then when something comes along that they can't handle or choose not to handle, you're who they're going to think about. And
And
so
it happens a lot.
I would say that is not only being outside the box, but pretty brilliant, if you ask me. So,
The cool
um,
thing about it, like you said, and look, I'm not the biggest plumbing company. I'm in the Dallas area. I cannot be the biggest plumbing company. There are companies that do 70 or 80 million dollars a year. I'm a little bitty company, but people know me because I give away free information. And the thing that you said is now I become their trusted advisor. I'm the person they want to talk to. If they've got a plumbing problem, it's not like, well, hey, let's just call somebody. It's, hey, I want to talk to Roger. And it was so wonderful because I actually went on a call 2 days ago on the way home. Lady has a slab leak. Uh, just bought this house, been there a few months. She's got water coming up and had another company come out and they couldn't find the leak. Her fiance is in California. And he says, hey, I want to tell you, I found this plumber online that talks about slab leaks and leak detection. And this guy seems good. I want you to call him. And it was me. And it was phenomenal. It's the neatest feeling in the world to know you're touching people's lives like that. You're helping people. And at the end, it works. You become the person they want you to, they want at their house.
That's pretty awesome. People that do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? And
Absolutely.
you're doing that. So let's talk a little bit about your unhabit, which is to quit listening to the trash talk in your head.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
And you tell this story about you and your best friend Gary V. Share a little bit about what's going on between you and Gary V.
And I have met Gary Vee once, and it's funny if anybody ever goes to my YouTube channel and looks at a video, I've got a video where I interviewed him, and you can tell I might have edited it pretty well, but man, it's a great video. And the neat thing is whenever I decided I wanted to learn social media, I knew that I needed to do some research. So I started doing research, and I ended up listening to an interview of Michael Stelzner, who owns Social Media Marketing World in San Diego. And I'm watching and I'm thinking, okay, I want to do this. I want to go to it. I want to go to it. Well, I used to get up every morning and walk 4 miles on the treadmill before I'd come to work. And I'd turn on YouTube, and that's what I would watch, his videos. And one morning in particular, I'm on the treadmill and I'm watching Gary Vee, and he picks up a phone. He says, I don't care if you're 20, you're 50 or 70, you can do this. And I mean, I stopped. I grabbed the handlebars. I stepped off on the side of the treadmill. I reached down and I rewind it. And I've got my headphones on, so there's a wire hanging down. And I watch it and I listen to it again. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. I can do this. And that's a crazy thing to me. Why did I need a man from New York to tell me I could do something? And it's all the head trash that we have. It's I can't do that. I can't be on YouTube. I can't make videos. I can't be the biggest plumbing influencer on LinkedIn. That's just not me. I'm just a plumber. And every time I start speaking at conferences and things like that, I always start off, guys, look, I want you to remember this. I'm just a plumber. And it's so wonderful because people will come up to me afterwards and say, look, I don't want this to sound wrong, but if you can do all that and you're just a plumber, oh my God, I can do this. Yes, you can. It's huge.
So, and I am one of those people that I don't have Gary V talking in my head, although every now and then I do hear his voice. I hear some other voices, but that's another story for another
Yeah,
time.
we'll talk about that later.
But I do find myself our self-talk keeps us from doing more things, right? And so having the notion that we need to have a habit or break the habit of the self-talk and be more loving and kind, supportive. And I always think of it, if you wouldn't say it to a friend, right,
Mhm.
you shouldn't say it to yourself. And we are some of the biggest cheerleaders for other people in our lives and tend not to be that for ourselves. So how does one actually break this habit of the trash talk?
You've got to quit listening to those voices. I mean, think about it. You say, look, I know I've got to start doing this. I know I've got to just say, you know what, Monday I'm doing it. Monday. And it was so funny because when I went to the conference out in the social media marketing conference, I literally walked in thinking, I'm going to learn social media. And my thought was Facebook, I'm going to learn to post, I'm going to learn to like and share and grow my friends and yada, yada, yada. And I went there, and before I walked out, I said, I can change the world. With
Wow.
what I just learned, I can change the world. And it started, I mean, literally, and I had to leave early because I had a radio show in Dallas the next morning. So when I got on the plane, I've got my notebook opened up, I've got my iPad opened up, and I'm going through notes. I've got my phone. What pictures did I take? I mean, I'm going through everything, and I'm writing it all down. And I got up the next morning. I went to the radio show, came back to my office, and laid everything out. And I'm going through it, and I'm drawing. Went home about 6 o'clock that evening. Next morning, my wife and I got up and went to church, took her home, dropped her off, came back to the office, and man, I've got it all figured out. I got Post-it notes everywhere. I've got a plan. When they walked in Monday morning, I said, here's what we're doing, and we're starting now. Now, Whitney, it would have been very easy as soon as the phone rang to say, plumbing's happening. I got to go. But I was like, no, I've got to do this, and I've got to do it now. And the thing I tell people now is, look, don't just read this book. Read this book and say, when I'm done, I'm going to implement. I'm going to have an implementation plan. And my thing was, I went to a conference on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday, I started implementing.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean I put my first video up. That means now I start studying. I start getting the right tools and equipment, which started out with just a phone and a lavalier mic and a phone on the computer. But I decided during those 3 days, I have to implement. And the only way to do it is start right now. And we did.
And that's a good point. It's the difference between those who do what they set out to do and those who don't is the action, right? You can have the self-talk. It can be negative. It could be positive. You can turn it from negative to positive.
Absolutely.
But if you don't ever actually take action, it doesn't really matter what voices you're hearing in your head or who's responding to it.
But that's you bet. And that's the head trash that I had to get over. I mean, it would have been very easy that Monday morning walking in back to the office, say, up the phone's ringing. You know what? I got to go play plumber. I'll be back in a little while. I'll get to that. I'll do that tomorrow. And if you keep listening to all that, pretty soon it's like, man, I'm never going to have time to do that. And that's why at that conference, I just said, look, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it now. And it worked out really well.
Awesome. Awesome. So Roger, do you have any final words that you'd like to leave us with?
These are really two great things. And, on the first one, I knew that I could do something, but I never applied myself. I never actually got in and did it. And, like I talk about in the article, and y'all really need to read it because it's great. My mother used to tell me I could do anything in the world. She just didn't tell me how.
Right.
And that was the thing with hiring Michael Gerber. And look, I love him. He's a great teacher. But he would tell me, these are what the things you need to do. Like, okay, show me how to do them. And that's what I learned when I started learning social media is, look, I've just got to learn how to do it and study it and get better at it. But look, start right now. And if you're listening to that voice inside your head that says, you can't do that, tell it to go away because you can do it. There's nothing wrong with any of y'all. There's nobody that watches this that's any better than me. I was a plumber that walked out of high school and I'd actually quit and went back and graduated. But I don't know anything about marketing. I don't know anything about advertising. I just decided, look, I want to do social media. I want to give away great value to people and give them great content and value. And look what it's done. It's been good.
Awesome. And while you're not in my area, you're going to be my go-to plumber from here on out. And look forward to learning from you on YouTube and other places. So we will wrap this up with just a reminder that the book is available. You can get the link in the post. You should read Roger's chapter on getting outside the box and stopping that trash talk in your head. Two really very important habits amongst the 60 or so habits that are in the book. Thank you for joining us for another day in the 30 Days of Habits. Roger, thank you for taking the time to chat with me, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Whitney, thank you so much for the opportunity. This has been fantastic.
Absolutely. Take care.
Bye. You too. Bye-bye.